Hello everyone, happy Sunday. Welcome in Gecko, welcome Minnie. Oh my gosh. 45 months. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. I can only say thank you. Thank you, Minnie. And welcome G-Man. I hope y'all had a lovely week. A lovely, uneventful week. It is finally February. February. Just don't pronounce the R. And I'm back. I'm very much lost, but I'm back. I am so determined to finish this project. You guys have no idea. I am back. But Gecko, thank you. Thank you so much. Am I taking Minnie out for Valentine's Day? I think I'm meeting up with some friends on Valentine's Day. I don't really celebrate Valentine's Day. It's a very commercial thing here. And no one really, or at least as far as I know, they don't really like celebrate it, you know, unless they're in a relationship. And even within relationships, some people will be like, I don't care. Oh no, Minnie, wait, it's gonna take that long? Did you go to the doctor? What did they say? Yeah, maybe it's best to stay away from Minnie for a while. Until Minnie has recovered. Well, why am I... Oh wait, Easter. Oh, I guess I never disabled it. Dang it, I said I would check it last time and then I completely forgot. Next time. I will check it next time. I forgot I had this little prologue thing that I didn't touch for a while, and I had no idea that I was making the background so detailed, and I am now regretting my decisions. Had a dog on house visit, was given antibiotics. Oh, okay, so they think it's a bacteria. Ooh, that gives me flashbacks. That's nasty stuff. Bacteria. I hope that works, the antibiotics. Pray it works. Bloop. Oh my gosh, my files are all over the place. This one? Well, what they could see without running tests, yeah, okay. I really hope that works. Then within a week you should be, you should be back on your feet, hopefully. Right, I just need to grab this color. Actually, I'll move... Wait. I will move this here. And then move this here. And then I will... Yeah. Yes. Like this. Okay, so this text here is still black. The borders are still black. I want to change that to the brown that I have here because it just looks softer in comparison. So I want to make sure that that's consistent. But then what to do with the title and my name? I do like the black in the logo though. Where is it? Okay, let's see if I can cheese it. Test out what it looks like. Is it better? Is that better? I don't know. I don't know. I hate the aftertaste of life in my mouth. I mean, it is medicine. It is medicine. If it's, you know, if you only need to deal with the aftertaste, then, you know, it's okay. What cleaner or solvent can I use to clean carbon built inside my engine? G-Man, this is not Google. I'm not Google. And I don't know. I do not. Unfortunately, I wish I knew. I wish I could help you here, but I cannot. And hi, Alan. Happy Sunday. Welcome in. I hope you had a lovely week. I was going to the office. At least I don't have to go into office 3 days yet. It will probably be after like some official announcement which will come early this month. And then after that, likely we will need to come in 3 days a week. I don't know, guys. I think I like the brown. I don't know if I like the brown actually. I'm just so used to the black now that it just makes sense to have it black. Okay. I'm just gonna keep it black for now, and maybe I'll change my mind later. Actually, I heard that the reason why everyone's being called to come in, you know, more days is because we switched a boss. Like, we have a new boss somewhere higher up in the hierarchy that I cannot see, but it does influence us. And apparently it's an American guy, and he's calling everyone back to the office for God knows what reason. Typical new boss changing. Yes, it is. But what can I do, right? What can I do? I can only lie down and accept it. Like, I have no leg to stand on because my official contract says I need to be in 5 days a week, right? So this this whole 2 days a week setup that I have currently is because of the pandemic, and it was kind of a new unwritten rule for everyone within my team. And my director even almost like low-key promised that we were gonna keep it this way. And then this new boss comes along and just throws everything in disarray, and many of us are actually considering on leaving. How bad with that? Because I think nowadays when people are offered a position, work from home is like one of the, I'd say, the perks that most of them receive. Like, most people will not accept a contract where they have to be in office 5 days a week, right? If it's a job that that they don't have to do on site, right? Like the type of work that I do, just an office job. You have a Volkswagen Touran and the EGR needs cleaning. Got the light up on my dashboard. I don't even know what that means. Wait, fire him? I wish I had the power to fire him. I wish I had the authority to just be like, you know, we don't want you here. Get out. Would they listen to me? Would they listen to tiny me and be like, yeah, sure, Maggie, I'll leave. Whatever you want. Wouldn't that be so nice, though? Anyways, let's do the tedious things there first. And then let's... Oh, that's so tedious. But it has to be done. I have to do it. I heard stories about Americans being workaholic, that they aren't able to understand that not everyone around the world is so obsessed with the grind mindset. Yeah, it's that very traditional mindset where they're like, oh, if you work for a company, then you need to, you know, be able to sacrifice everything for the company, right? So they expect you to be available outside of your regular work hours. They expect you to, you know, do overtime, unpaid overtime. Like, for what? I know here, Dutch people are very, how to say, sticklers to our contract. If our contract says we work 40 hours a week, we work 40 hours a week. We're not gonna come in extra because, you know, boss tells us to. It's like, no, it's outside of our contract. Unless you pay me, right? Unless you pay me, I will not come in, you know, I will not work extra hours. I think that's the mindset for most people in Europe, though. You work to live, not live to work. Exactly. Exactly. Like, if they were not paying me, obviously I would not be doing this work. I would just, you know, draw comics all day. I could be streaming every day if I wanted to, if I didn't have this job. Wouldn't that be something? Oh, you know what I just thought of? Wouldn't it be fun for me to just take a week off and then use that entire week to just stream every day because I can? Wait, that sounds like fun! That sounds like fun. Wait, I can do that. Yeah, just stream every day for a week as a special. Ooh. Maybe around my birthday? Maybe not the whole week though. Maybe like 3 days. Maybe... Hold on. Because I haven't really thought of anything for my anniversary / birthday. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm just skipping this year. I don't need to, you know, I don't need to do anything. It's fine. I can just skip. But maybe I can just, you know, add some special streams around my birthday. The whole week, though. Ah, but it's the end of the month. Streaming every day, all the time. 10 hours. Wait, 10 hours. I cannot do 10-hour streams. Probably. Although, I would have to like have my lunch on stream. It's not impossible. It's basically the same as, you know, just a full-time, a 9 to 5, except I'm streaming and not, you know, working. I heard that in France, people kind of despise work. They do what is absolutely necessary. I just love that. Yes, I think the French are kind of low-key notorious for it, or at least in my country. They have been protesting, I think it was 1 or 2 years ago, because the government wanted to increase the retirement age. They wanted to put it at like 67 or something, and right now it's 65. I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but they wanted to increase that, and so many people were like, nah, don't do that. They were like on strike and everything. They were protesting hard. They were like, you can't do this to us. We don't want to work that long. For me, if I had to keep going until retirement age, I would retire at the age of 69. 69? What the heck? I'm the granny. I'm the granny at 69. What the heck? Hold on, I'm already granny, but they don't know that. Why not 67? I don't know. 69. I don't know who came up with it. I don't know who calculates this. The vampires don't even want to do what they are paid for. That's why I stopped. Wait, you stopped hiring backpackers? Backpackers are notorious for being lazy? Oh my gosh. I forgot that was still there. Thank you. That's so loud. I'm not even wearing my headset. I could hear it. I could hear it through my headset. I love that whole revolutionary mindset that they have. Dude, they yes, dude, they capacitate their own king. Taking to the streets what they do best. Yes, exactly, exactly. It's very effective, and they know that. I need to lock in for a bit. Hold on. Hold on. I feel like the line width is not the same. Could be me. I feel like it's not the same. Huh. Got where to check. This one. Oh, here. 9.5. 9.5. 9.5? Can I do that? I didn't know I could do that. Thinking about the work from home thing, I feel like the people who actually want to go to office 5 days a week are in the minority. Or is it just me? Am I just living in a bubble? Isn't it kind of logical that if you work a 9-to-5, like a regular desk job, which is like a job that you can easily do from a PC from home, wouldn't it make more sense for you to just want to do it from home rather than, you know, deal with the whole commute and colleagues? At least for me, I'm very fortunate that I really like my colleagues. I love them to death, and I feel like it's the only reason why I'm still working for this company. Like, if I didn't like my colleagues this much, I probably would have left a very long time ago. Because I only intended to stay until after I had paid off my debt, which is some years ago by now. But I'm still here. And the job itself is fine. Like, it gets busy sometimes, sure, but that's, you know, that's normal. You get that with every job, not just this one. And I have a very supportive team. Everyone's so very nice, and I'm very reluctant to leave them. But I think I will still have a look around. See if there's other companies that are hiring. People with no life or identity outside of their job will hate working from home, I guess. One other argument I heard from another colleague, not from our team, but just from a different team, he said that he didn't have a proper kind of setup at home, so it was really uncomfortable to work from home, so I get that as well. You know, if you're just not comfortable at home in the first place, then I get that you don't like working from home and that you would prefer to go to office. There's some people that feel the need to socialize. During the pandemic, the company that I worked for adopted working from home, and after 2 weeks people were crying about not seeing each other. I get that. But also there's video calling, there's still chat, so it's not like you're completely cut off or something. Though, you know, seeing people face to face obviously is very different from, you know, a Teams call or something. But still. For me, I actually work less when I work at the office because I spend half of my day chatting with my colleagues. I'm having so much fun. We're having 2-hour lunches and then we just chat. And then it's like, oh, whoops, look at the time. We need to go home. Bye. And then we leave. I work less. Like, I arrive later at the office. Maybe like 9:20-ish. And then I leave early to catch my train because my director was like, yeah, you can just take an earlier or later train because you live very far away, right? My commute is 1.5 hours. So 3 hours per day. So she was like, yeah, you can just leave a bit early, it's fine. So I leave at 4:45. And then I'm home at like 6:30. Oh. So I'm actually more productive working from home. I don't know what that new boss is thinking. I guess they're not thinking because they don't know this team. They're new. What are they gonna do? I feel like my director may actually try and talk to this new boss about how, you know, how this team here works. Because obviously they're not at our office here. I don't know where they are. But they have no overview of what is happening in the Amsterdam office, right? It's like, even if they claim or they send us back 3 days a week or even 4 or 5, there's no way for them to check. How would they know that we're actually going to the office X times a week? How would they know? And like, what are they gonna do about it if we don't? But the numbers kind of show that, you know, our team is doing really well. Like, what's your excuse then? What are you gonna do? Fire us? I guess. They could, but they're in huge trouble if they were to fire all of us all at once. They wouldn't do that. Or at least I hope so. I've heard about other dumb moves being made in other companies, so I actually would not put it past them to do something, you know, drastic like that. And honestly, like, the industry I work in, I feel like I will have no problems finding a new job at a different company. with the experience I have currently under my belt, I'm basically a senior now, right? Because I've been with this company almost 6 years, actually. February is my anniversary. 6 years I've been working for this company. They do not want me to go, by the way. Like, I could, but it would... they would need to find someone who can replace me and train them. That's gonna take so much time. They don't want to let me go at this point, like anyone in my team. Actually, I feel like it's gonna be beneficial for me if they do end up letting me go. Because if I were to go, you know, to a different company, I could negotiate my work from home days. I could still negotiate my salary, which will likely be higher than what I currently earn, right? Because that's usually what happens when you change to a different company or when you move to a different company. Especially if they really want you. My creative mind suddenly thought of this new boss as the classic trope of little prince is put to work to prove his worth. No brains. Okay. Do you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the movie. Shit, what was the name? It's a Christmas film. Klaus. Klaus with a K. Klaus. That movie. That reminded me of that movie. Have you seen it? I'm counting on that get a job. I'm trying to get back to the old company that I worked for before. Oh, see, I'm using the no training needed card. Yeah, that could work. Actually, I found out that another person from a different team was rehired again recently. I don't know why they left, but they suddenly came back a few years later. I was like, hey, I recognize that name. So yeah, totally. If they don't need to train you, and if they know that you've already worked there, you're familiar with, you know, their software, you're familiar with their procedures, then yeah, odds are that they would want you back. Obviously, if you don't have, you know, if you didn't leave with a bad record, you know. Actually, don't need to look. Okay, that's the dialogue and the balloons. Now for the frames. I guess that's also 9.5. Nope, it's not. It looks like more than 9.5. I like this. Why can't I just keep it consistent? 11. Okay. 11. Oh, it actually picks the screen color. Don't want that. There was no bad blood when I left. I'm the only guy that worked on every position they have in the company. Even clients of the company offered me jobs when I worked there, so I have a pretty good record. I just hope they happen. in position for me there. Fingers crossed, Alan. Fingers crossed. Best of luck. I would send you all of my luck if I had any. Unfortunately, I am notoriously unlucky. It's so bad. I have no luck to speak of. But I guess in a way it's a good thing because it's very predictable, right? I know exactly what will happen because I'm just that unlucky. And I do like the predictability. It'll be fine. You'll find something, I'm sure. I feel like there's a lot of people in my environment now looking for a new job. Hi, Nagvoid, welcome. Happy Sunday. I hope you had a lovely week. Whoa, didn't mean to move that. I keep sighing. I don't know why I keep sighing. And then 11. What's 11? Numbers. Numbers. Next. Okay. Why did I lock it? 11. This one. You can't even see that small window that pops up. Oh well, it's fine. You guys are not missing anything. I'm just color picking. There we go. Now I just... yeah, I guess the backgrounds are already done. Wow, I'm impressed by past me. I have no idea how I achieved this effect. I'm pretty sure it was a brush. But I don't know how I achieved this effect. I will figure it out later. I'll figure it out, don't worry. Don't worry. Line art. Let's do some drawing. I've been doing a lot of just coloring last 2 weeks. Let's do some lining today. Lines used to be quite thick. I think I want to keep the thicker lines. I didn't even finish coloring this. Oh my gosh. I think this one isn't quite ready either. Interesting. I actually like this little butterfly more than what I have here. I think I'll adjust it accordingly. Yeah, I'll make it something similar. Just pull this out for reference. I want Ouroboros. Okay, you go lie down, Minnie. Take care. Take care, take care. I'll just be quietly drawing over here. I've decided to just copy the other half over. That would be easier. Make sure it's symmetrical, because it looks off to me. I feel like it might have been better to just redraw the sketch, but it's too much effort. I don't want to do it. Do your colleagues know that you stream and do such amazing artwork? Only one of them knows. One other person knows that I stream, but they don't know what I do. Like, obviously, like, you don't tell people that you're a VTuber, right? I just tell them that I stream. But all of them know that I do art, right? Because they know my background as a visual artist. Or at least I studied to become a visual artist for games, so they all know this. Because the streaming also kind of happened after I was already working for this company for a few years, so not everyone knows. It's not exactly a topic that just comes up, you know, so it's not that I don't want to tell them, but I feel like, you know, I can't be bothered to go out of the, you know, to go out of my ways and tell them. Because, you know, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter whether they know or not. What's a VTuber? VTuber is a word that was invented a few years ago. Oh, thank you for the save. That was invented a few years ago. And it's a sort of abbreviation, I guess is what you call it, for virtual YouTuber. And it's basically, nowadays, its definition is any streamer who uses a virtual avatar as their face. Is that what you call it? My virtual face? Those people can be categorized as VTubers. Although, I think I mentioned it this once. I don't consider myself to be, you know, your typical VTuber because I'm not an entertainer, right? I just draw and I happen to have a virtual avatar. But yeah, by definition, that makes me a VTuber, but I don't do your typical VTuber stuff, right? I'm just here to make art. Oh, hold on. I need to hydrate. Thank you, Alan. Thank you so much. My camera hates it when I drink. It's always trippy. It trips up. It cannot deal with the fact that I'm drinking. So not all creators having virtual avatars are VTubers. It really depends on how you define VTuber, right? If to people, to the majority of people, a VTuber means a streamer who uses a virtual avatar, then that's a VTuber. Then I would be categorized as a VTuber. But I feel like with the word VTuber, or at least to me, what comes to mind is generally entertainers, right? Someone who isn't generally just very entertaining to watch. Either they will play games or they will just chat or, you know, talk about their experiences or give advice, whatever. I feel like I don't really fall into that category. Or maybe I do. I guess there's plenty of VTubers out there who do just art, who do the same thing as you know, what I'm doing currently. But that they are in the minority, right? Usually, people would think of an entertainer when they think of VTubers. I was actually already thinking of using a virtual avatar well before VTubing became a thing, because Kizuna Ai was the first one from Japan who was using a virtual avatar. She was really immensely popular. I don't know if she still is actually, but when I saw that, I was like, holy shit, that's genius. You know, I can stream without having my actual face, you know, on camera. I could just use a virtual avatar to speak for me in a way, because streams, you know, they are more entertaining if you have a face on the screen, you know, one that kind of is able to look at you and talk to you, you know, as opposed to just having, you know, the screen that you see here and then my voice, because that's how I used to stream a very long time ago. It was just a stream, like a screen capture, what you see here, and then it was just my voice, just me talking. No, you know, no fancy model, no avatar, kind of without identity, so to say, because a VTuber, obviously, you know, the visuals are part of the brand, right? And I think for many, it is also a very effective way to draw in new viewers, new fans who are interested in, like, oh hey, this you know, this character looks really cool, you know, let's see what they're about, and then they will click on the channel, and then, you know, hopefully they'll stick around. I feel like a lot of the people who have come into my, you know, who've come into my streams before were like that. you know, they were initially drawn in by my model, and then either decided to stay or not, depending on, you know, how they experienced my content. I don't like calling it content, but it is. My art is not content, but I have streamed content before. I have had streams before where I was just playing games. Just for fun, because I can. What do I like to play? Currently, I've been playing a lot of gacha games, but I do kind of keep playing them out of habit and not necessarily because I enjoy it immensely. But I really like detective games, puzzle games. I like games like Harvest Moon, Ace Attorney. I love that series to death. Loved Ace Attorney. And I'll play indie games as well. If I really like the art style, then I would want to try it out. Oh my gosh. This hair is not working for me. Right, Ace Attorney. I feel like it's so underrated. I need to hear, you know, people talk more about Ace Attorney. It's so good. Yeah, I love that. And Professor Layton, I don't know if you know, but they had like a crossover game, one crossover game between like Ace Attorney and Professor Layton, where you had elements of gameplay from both games, but then in one game. That was such a long time ago. I don't even remember what it was about. And hi, Ramen Boy! Welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday. Phoenix, bring a parrot to the... I remember. It's been so long since I played those games. Oh my god, the parrot. I think one of the cases that still low-key like traumatized me at the time was with his ex-girlfriend who turned out to be like a twin, and one of the twins was like evil. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. But yeah, great series. Really like it. Really recommend it to people if you know, if people in chat have not played it before. Can recommend. It's really good. I don't know about this drawing. Learning more about Phoenix Puzzle was so cool. It was. And then there's also the Miles Edgeworth games. I think there were 2 of them. Those are really good. I think actually the first game I played was from Apollo Justice. And then after playing that game, I went back into checking out the games that came before. Really liked it. Have you also played the more recent The Great Ace Attorney? I love that one. I think that one's my favorite. Done. No, I'm I'm gonna start this over because I don't like it. And then my sketch doesn't make sense either, which is not helping. Have you played Terraria? I have not. But I watched along with someone who played it a lot and they really enjoyed it. But I never really... No, I've never tried it. I felt like it was similar to Minecraft, is that right? I have tried Minecraft before, but I just didn't really get into it. Okay, let's see. If I do this, then it will make a little bit more sense. The one that Phoenix have like a hot dad vibe? Wait, but Phoenix... You mean his ancestor? Because Phoenix is not in those series because they play, they're like... I don't know, from the early 1900s. I'm not actually sure. I'm not actually sure which time. I thought it was the early 1900s, but correct me if I'm wrong. Some call it the second Minecraft. Okay, which in your opinion is better, Minecraft or Terraria? You love both? But if you had to choose, you had to pick one. Like you had to uninstall one forever. making the tough choices here. Unpick one? I see. I feel like those kind of games are more fun played with other people. And I don't really have a lot of people to play with. Usually if I need someone, I will drag Minnie in. Or Minnie would drag me in. Which is what happened with Minecraft last time. What other games did I really like? I don't know. What else do I like? I've mostly been playing gacha games recently, to be very honest. And I'm enjoying the stories. I don't actually put down money for them. Fortunately, I am extremely picky in the characters that, that I decide to pull for. So I never really felt the need to put down money for those types of games. I have actually. I think for Genshin, I've put down, in the 4+ years that I've been playing this game, I maybe put down like 150 in total. which, you know, considering the amount of time I have put into it, is very, very little. Oh, I enjoyed Repo as well. I played it with Minnie. Was that last year? I think it was also around my birthday that I played Repo. That was 1 year ago! Oh my gosh. Time flies, guys. It's crazy. Time flies when you're having fun. Oh, right, the Apollo just... Right. I thought... I don't know where my brain went. Yes, I remember. Phoenix was like an uncle with the stubble and the... what was it? The hat? No, it's not a hat. What do you call that? Do you call that a hat? Is it a hat? Anyways, I know what you mean now. I know now. Yes. It's so cool. You want to play those games again now? I get that. I get that. I think some of them I even played twice, at least. I was playing it on the DS at the time, so I'm happy that they're now out also on Steam as well. Yeah, I like visual novels like that. They do take a bit of patience, and if I play them too much, I will get tired. But I do enjoy them. That said, I have not actually played a whole lot of visual novel games. I also liked the Nonary game. I played that such a long time ago. The what was it? Nine doors, 9 numbers, 9 people or something? The Nonary game? That one actually terrified me. That one was pretty scary. I enjoyed that. I like creepy stuff, but I don't like horror games, right? I don't like the way that they utilize jump scares to, you know, to make it scary. A good horror game is a game that doesn't rely on jump scares. Well, that's just my 2 cents. In my humble opinion. Hi, Flashbites. Happy Sunday. I hope you had a lovely week. We're just talking about some of my favorite games. Actually, the only one I could come up with that I really, really enjoyed were the The Ace Attorney series. Don't know if you know them. But they're really good. I really like to search Last Window. It's a visual novel noir. You have to hold the DS sideways and use like a notepad. Oh, interesting. I'm not sure if I still have the DS. But yeah, it was such a good console. Don't like it. Don't like it. I got a couple scrapes near arm hands, but my bike slipped on an icy spot. Oh no, I have traumas about that. But didn't break anything. Okay, my bike had to go through the repair shop. Oh no. I mean, I'm glad you didn't break anything though. For me, this happened a long time ago where it was also very like icy, very slippery on the road, and I slipped with my bike, and it was in the morning going to school with my friends, and I didn't realize that I had broken my ankle. Actually broke my ankle because I slipped there, but I didn't know that. I was like, holy shit, this hurts, but I need to get to school, so that's what I did. And I spent like all day at school, you know, going in and out of classrooms, and then cycled back home. By the time I got home, my ankle was like twice the size, twice its original size. And then my parents were like, we need to take you to the doctor. And so they did. And the doctor was like, oh, you just you sprained it or whatever. And my dad was like, I don't trust this. We're taking you to a hospital. And so they took me to a hospital, and they took the x-ray photos, and they were like, yep, it's broken. And so I had to wear a cast for like 6 weeks. Yeah. I think the first doctor that I was sent to, I think they were kind of gauging, like they gave the diagnosis based on, I guess, how much pain I was in. Because I was like, yeah, I can tolerate this. I can still sort of stand on this leg. Like, it's gonna hurt like hell, but it's not impossible. Like, even I thought that it wasn't broken. But I'm glad my dad was like, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Oh my gosh, 5 stream streak. Thank you so much. 5 consecutive weeks. That's wild. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, that was the first and only time I had ever broken a bone in my body. And ever since, I have been very scared about, you know, cycling when, you know, it happened freezing or snowing. I'm like, nope, nope, I won't do it. Nope, I'm just gonna break my leg again, you know? No way. I posted an image of what I wear in bad or cold weather. Had I not worn all these things, would have been much worse. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think here in my country, we're not in the habit of wearing protective gear. I will need to check later because I don't have my Discord on me right now. But we don't wear protective gear when cycling, right? So things like helmets or I don't know what else people wear. But we don't wear helmets because it's like, I don't know, it's normal. And then here, when you wear helmets when you're cycling, it's kind of considered odd. Like, I think a lot of people would be like, why is this necessary? You don't need to wear a helmet. What do you mean? But, you know, it is actually better to wear a helmet. But I personally don't because I'm just not in the habit of doing so. A lot of, you know, Dutch people are not in habit of wearing helmets when cycling. I'll need to color this to see what it looks like because I do not like. I wasn't going fast, but I was taking a corner, so when my rear wheel started to slip, I knew I was going down. Oh, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I had it once where I felt my back wheel, like the rear wheel, slip, and then I kind of immediately reacted by sort of half jumping off my bike, and then I still stood, but then my bike fell. So I was still okay, but that was really scary. It was really bad here. I think early January we had a lot of snow here, which we're not used to at all. We're not used to having that much snow in this country. Not anymore, at least. Not anymore as in the last like 40 years or something. So we're not used to it. And there were so many like clips online of people, you know, just slipping, whether they were by bike or even in the car and, you know, even on foot. Everyone was just slipping. Slipping and falling. Like, what the heck? It was crazy. I just did not go outside during that period. I stayed at home. And I was allowed to work from home as well, which is very nice. I mean, I think most of my trains were cancelled anyway because of the snow and the frost. So I couldn't go to office even if I wanted to. But yeah, I feel like it's gonna get worse. Again, we're gonna have more, kind of more colder winters. More wintry winters, I think. Along with very hot summers, which is also something that we're not really equipped to deal with at the moment. Because most of our houses are designed to trap heat. Hi Finley, happy Sunday! I hope you had a lovely week. Thank you for the hat pat. I just mentioned how I broke my ankle a very long time ago when I slipped on ice with my bicycle. Never again. If I do go outside and it was snowing, or if it happened freezing, I would prefer to walk. I would not take the bike. Just walk. It's safer to just walk. What were you doing on a bike in winter? I was cycling to school, okay? I had to cycle to school, and it was in the morning too. So I was walking around with a broken ankle all day at school. Oh god. The me today could never. Although, I don't know, I probably could. I probably could push through, but it's not good. I'm working from home the whole next week. Oh, because my bike is not available. I could walk, but walking is about 4 to 5 times longer. Yeah, I get that. Plus, I want to rest and have my wounds heal. Yeah, it's nice that you're able to work from home, though. That's really nice. I know there's a lot of professions where that's not possible, right? They would have to go on site and do something to actually, you know, work. In that regard, I'm actually quite fortunate that I just have, you know, a desk job. I just stare at my screen all day, and then I stare at my screen all night. Yeah, no worries, Fendi. This is something that literally happened decades ago. So no worries. Now when it's snowing, usually when it snows here, it means that my trains are not, you know, are being cancelled. Usually. So that means I can't, you know, I can't go out anyway. So it's fine. I had not broken my ankle again since. And I intend to keep it that way. I don't know if I like it. I don't think I do. I think I need to reel in this part a bit. Because it seems like a lot. Danish trains are like German trains then? That I don't know. I feel like... Oh, wait, do you mean Dutch trains? I feel like the Dutch may be a bit better than the German trains at the moment. Not saying that they're good, but at least better than the German ones. At least better than the Deutsche Bahn. Because the Deutsche Bahn has been really going downhill the past few years. For a while now. It's just that our train system, like our entire society basically, is not equipped to deal with, you know, large amounts of snow. It wasn't even that large, you know, compared to what some other countries have to deal with. But, we're just not equipped to deal with it. Well, that's the short version of it, the short story. I think the last time we had this much snow was at least 4 or 5 years ago. So, you know, it's not really strange for us to not be, you know, prepared for this kind of thing. So I know there were a lot of countries, a lot of tourists actually who were complaining about this. Like, how is this possible? It's just snow, you know, but it's like, you know, if you're not prepared for this stuff, then obviously things will go down. There will be chaos, right? Because we're not prepared. Where is this? Oh, it's 9. This one. Still wonder how I'm gonna render this. The last few decades, more like? Has it been that long? When I was living in Germany, it was still okay. That was... when was this? Almost 10 years ago? That's really long. Holy shit. I need to adjust. The sketch is so old, I need to change it. Since 2015, Debian's done right. Yeah, so about 10 years ago. I think the Dutch NS is also in the red, has been for a while now, and it got worse during the pandemic. And then they were kind of forced to raise their prices even more, which resulted obviously in more loss because less people would take the train. Good job, guys. Good job. Even though it's kind of, I don't know who's responsible for making public transport more, you know, attractive for people to use. But people have just been using it less and less because it's so expensive. It is actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is the most expensive like public transport in all of Europe. Is in the Netherlands. It's extremely expensive to travel with public transport here. Like, if I was not being compensated by my company for my commute, like the money I spend, then I would even I would be even more opposed to, you know, to go to office 3 days a week instead of the 2 days a week that I'm going now. I feel like I made the same complaint a few years ago when my company announced that, you know, we had to work at the office 2 days a week instead of 1. Because we were obviously working full-time from home during the pandemic, and then we slowly went back to office, so starting with 1 day a week, and then at some point they increased it to 2 days a week. And I remember complaining just as much because I still don't see the value in, you know, having people in 2 days a week as opposed to 1 day a week. Because it's not like we hold regular meetings, and a lot of the meetings can be held online, right? So I was like, what's the point in, you know, forcing us to come to office if our productivity is only going to suffer because of it? I'm still frustrated by it. Oh, it pisses me off so much. You have no idea. feel like I should have done this panel before the other one. So it's basically the same except cropped. I realized it too late, but it's okay. That's fine. Thank you, Flesh Bites. Thank you. You too. Have a lovely rest of your day. Welcome back, Minnie. Your hunger was so feral that I just started shoving the food down my poor sore and swelled throat. Oh no! Oh no. Was it good though? Should have picked the Chinese congee rather than fried rice. Oh yes. Congee to me is like comfort food, you know, especially when you're sick. I could really go for some fried rice with kimchi right now. I don't know what we're having today. No idea what's for dinner. Probably rice. I guess. Maybe? I don't know. Might add a kimchi for a bit of gut care. Yes, it's amazing and seems to soothe my throat too. That's great. That's good. Are you feeling better after having eaten? I've been on a roll with the coloring here. It's crazy. I'm steamrolling because I'm not really like too worried about the details, like at all. I do not care. I just wanna, you know, up down the colors and then be on my way. A bit, but the discomfort makes it hard to sleep, so yeah, I get that. Every time I look at the panel on the right now, I'm reminded of the comment that Volko needs more cake. I'll see what I can do later. This one on the right here. Oh, no worries. He wanted me to add more cake here in this one. But I don't know if I agree. I'll see. I will see. We shall see. I have not decided yet. It's a cheeky little cake, suits him. Yeah, I thought so too. Like, for me at least, it doesn't make sense to give him more. Like his lifestyle doesn't allow it, you know? He just sits on his ass all day. But I'll see what I can do. I may change my mind. Because it's a short story, I actually haven't thought too much about, you know, their backgrounds. So... Sitting down, not burning them glues will collect fat though. Again, it depends. I'm the living proof of the opposite, so... I think it really depends on your metabolism. Almost dinner time. Actually made it to the end almost without snacks. I think I'll just finish coloring this and then call it a day. And then I need to prepare for office tomorrow. Lovely, great, amazing. I'll see if I can do some more writing while on the train tomorrow. I've been trying to, like last week when I was in the train, but I just felt, I don't know why, I just felt really uncomfortable, a little bit sick even when I was traveling. I'm not sure why. So I wasn't really in the mood to do any writing on the train. I was just sitting there listening to music and staring ahead of me. Staring into the distance. I really want to try and make more out of, like, get more out of my time traveling, commuting. But with the anxiety, and especially during rush hours, it's just not, you know, not feasible. It's just not possible for me to get anything done. I can do some reading, but, you know, I prefer to do something more productive if I can. I have at least 2 projects that need writing now, so I will need to do that offline as much as I can, because I can't exactly stream it. It would just be me typing and thinking. I don't think, trying to write while streaming would be very productive for me. I didn't know and didn't understand how private of a thing writing would be until I started doing the work myself, right? I don't think I could ever stream it. Like if I were to do it, it would probably be like a Pomodoro style stream where I would just be silently working. I won't be sharing my screen or anything, but I would just be working and there would be a timer on screen. And then, during the resting parts, I would just chat. And then when the time's up, I would go back to writing. Like it would be like that's the only thing that I see would work for me when it comes to writing and streaming at the same time. Otherwise, no, can't do it. Especially with writing, like you also sit there kind of thinking, before actually writing things down, or you're just editing a lot, like changing sentences, changing words, moving things around. Or at least I am. So I don't know. It probably wouldn't be very interesting to to stream, to look at. At least art, with art you have something nice on the screen happening, Whereas with writing it's just text. Even worse, it's unfinished text. Unfinished and unedited. Kind of like stuff that you don't want to be out in the public as well, or at least just the raw footage, not footage, but the first draft. Thumbnailing as well for me. But mostly because I do the thumbnailing on, you know, on real paper, you know, with pencil and paper and not in Clip Studio. That's a whole different reason. If I wanted to do that, I would have to set up like a separate camera to capture my desk, you know, but eh. Happy Sunday! Happy Sunday. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a lovely weekend. Have I watched Mushoku Tensei? No, I have not. I have heard that title before though, but no, I have not watched it. Unfortunately, I have not been spending a lot of time on, you know, watching shows. I'm mostly just trying to be productive, trying to get my writing and drawing in. So regrettably, I've actually not been watching a whole lot of anime recently. Is it a new one? Has it finished? Is it a finished series? I don't watch incomplete ones because I'll then kind of watch them and then forget about them. But I suppose focusing on writing and drawing is a better use of time. Yeah, especially because I also spend a lot of time on playing games. And I want to consume less. I've also pretty much cut down all my time just scrolling through social media. Like, I don't make time for it anymore. Light novels are finished, but the anime is not. Oh, it's a light novel. Wait, I would be actually more interested in reading the light novel over watching the anime then. Because they usually just miss out on so much detail, so much extra stuff in the anime compared to the light novel that I'm like, I might as well just read the light novel and then get all the information. I had that especially with The Lord of the Mysteries. That one was almost atrocious with how much they left out. That they didn't dedicate more episodes to kind of flesh out the story more. But I guess the younger generation likes it. They like, I guess, this super fast-paced type of storytelling. They may fear that if it's any slower, then people may think it's like they're dragging it out or something. The anime cut out a bunch of detail, but I have to admit the adaptation is quite good. Okay, I mean, I'm not saying that there's bad adaptations out there. Obviously, if it's novels, adaptations from novels to anime or animated series, obviously they will cut out some details, but I remember with The Lord of the Mysteries, they cut out so much. It's atrocious. But if it's okay with Mushoku Tensei, then I will consider it. I mean, I may want to watch some anime, right, if I'm done, if I don't feel like writing or drawing or anything. I still need to take some time off. I can't be drawing and writing the whole time, right? I need to take breaks. Self-care, you know? The good stuff. When I'm already full and I've only had 1/3 of my usual capacity, then leave it. If you're full, then leave it. Ah, okay. But the poor food, I cannot save it. Wait, why? Why can't you save it? Why not? It's fried rice with kimchi, right? I feel like One Piece and Naruto and those OG animes would have failed nowadays because they were too slow paced. Oh my gosh, yes. Especially One Piece. They say that the first season has almost ended. First season being over 1,000 episodes, which is... Hello? I think I only ever managed to... I watched like 300 plus episodes of One Piece. I have to say I really, really enjoyed what I saw. Like the part that I did watch. But I was like, no, it's too much. It's too much. It's gonna take years of my life. You don't mess with rice bacteria, not even from the fridge have enough bacteria. I mean, that's why you heat it up. You have to heat it up, obviously, before you need to heat it, reheat it before you eat it. I would never advise anyone to eat something straight, like leftovers straight from the fridge without reheating. Yes, now I joke around by telling my normie friends to just try season 1 of One Piece. Yeah, it's just one season, no worries. Easy. I think now it's gonna take me years to watch One Piece, and I'm not willing to, you know, give up that time. Like, no matter how much I enjoyed it, it's too much. I can't do it. There's so much media out there, which is a little bit sad because it means that I cannot watch all the things and play all the games that I want to play in one lifetime. I would need several lifetimes. Oh well. I do what I can, right? We all do what we can. Anyways, I think I have done quite a lot of coloring today. I even finished this little house here. I just need to line it, but I'm quite happy with how it turned out. The backgrounds they're gonna be a pain in the ass, but yeah. That's actually such a sad truth. I know, right? So I try to make the most of my time if I can. Then again, it doesn't mean that I don't, you know, slack off, take the time to just do nothing. Do you know how precious it is to take time to do nothing? To just sit and just you know, do nothing? That's such a luxury if you can do that. I envy those. I envy those people. A little bit. Because I also do like to be busy, right? I like working on my own projects. I like playing games. I like reading. I like watching anime if there's any good ones. Yeah, but it ain't cute if it's forced on you. Yeah, that's true. That's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. That is true. Yeah, the do nothing. I think even if I was sick, I would try to do something. Yeah. Even though you should probably be doing nothing if you're, you know, fighting off a bacteria or a virus. let the medicine work and then you just stare at the ceiling or something. I always try to sleep when I'm very ill, when I'm sick. Because when I sleep, it means that time will pass faster. And it means that it feels like I will be sick for less longer. Does that make sense? But then again, it's so difficult to fall asleep when you're uncomfortable. Ugh. I don't even remember the last time I got sick. My brain has purged it from my memory. Honestly, don't remember. But yes, thank you for joining me today. It was a very nice and quiet session. I'm very happy with my progress today. Yippee! I hope you've been able to be productive or be able to chill today. I just have been years on sick leave, left with too much time because there's nothing else to offer. You're too poor to pay for healthcare needed. Oh my gosh. I feel like we have something similar here. I'm just glad to be healthy. I'm just glad to be able to do things that I want to do. Very thankful. Thankful every day. So yeah. We'll continue with this next week. And thank you for joining today. It was nice and productive. I realize it may be a little bit boring for me to kind of do the same thing for like weeks on end, but this is a project that I really want to push. So yeah, we'll just chat while I draw. It's great. And I'll think about the extra streams that I'll have around my anniversary. I'll let you guys know when I've made a decision, because I would then also need to take some time off if that's the case. But that would be a nice way to kind of celebrate my anniversary / birthday. Play some games, maybe drag Minnie in if she's feeling better. Minnie's up for it. Let's see. That's in a few weeks' time. The 22nd I will have to cancel the stream because I'll be celebrating Chinese New Year with my family. But that's in like three weeks' time. I will remind you again when that time comes. Yes. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Eat your meds. Rest. Drink, hydrate, and you know, stay safe. Be well. And until next week, thank you so much for being here today, and I will see you next time. Bye bye, everyone. Bye.